Hello, hello. So my final video before Christmas, because it's Christmas Eve today and tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then we all know it's a lovely Christmas Day and I can't wait to spend time with my family. So Merry Christmas to all of you and all my subscribers. But my video for today is the Soul Urge number 8. I was going through all my requests and realised that there were two soul urge numbers that I still haven't covered yet, that I thought I had, but I hadn't. So that's the Soul Urge number 8 and the Soul Urge Master 22. So I'm writing that difficulty for you guys before I settle down and huddle up for Christmas. So when you're a Soul Urge number 8, this is your motivation, your drive. It's the energy of what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's what gets you excited. It's your passion, your drive, and your motivation. And it's in the energy of the 8. Now, it's worked out using the vowels in your full birth name, but sometimes you need to use the Y as a vowel as well. Now, we have it as a consonant, but because sometimes the Y makes that soft vowel sound, sometimes if the Y makes that soft vowel sound in the name and it's not another vowel taking it over, then the Y is considered part of the Soul Urge number. So most of the time it's just the A, the E, the I, the O and the U from people's full birth name, first name, middle names and then last name, and it all has to be done separately and each name has to be reduced down, but I'll explain that after I've clarified the difficulties and issues around the Y. Now the Y isn't always a vowel. So it's really a rule of thumb is if the Y is surrounded by any other vowels, then that Y is a consonant 99.999% of the time. So if the Y is the first letter of your name and it's followed by a consonant, not another vowel, a consonant, then that Y is a vowel because it will be that Y that will make the vowel sound, like in Yvonne or Yvette. So if the first letter of your name is a Y and there's a consonant straight after it, that Y is a vowel and needs to be part of your Soul Urge. If the Y is the last letter of your name and it comes after a consonant, same as the first one, it's a vowel again. So basically, if the Y is surrounded by consonants, it's a vowel. Basically, so if it's the first or last letter of a name and it's followed by or comes after a consonant, then that Y is a vowel. But if the Y is a first letter of a name and it's followed by another vowel, then that Y is considered a consonant because that vowel that comes after the Y will be considered that soft vowel sound. And again, similarly, if the Y is the last letter of a name and it comes after a vowel, then the Y is considered a consonant because the vowel before takes that vowel sound. As you would imagine, intuitively, if the vowel is between two consonants, if the Y is between two consonants, then that Y is considered a vowel, the soft vowel sound. If the Y is between two vowels, of course, that Y is a consonant because the vowels have taken it over. You get my drift, right? But if the Y is between a vowel and a consonant, then the default's going to be consonant because most of the time the Y still takes that vowel sound. But there are exceptions to that rule depending on the pronunciation of the name. There's some isms as well, like in the name Sydney. The first Y is a vowel because it's surrounded by two consonants and it is the Y sound, Sydney. So that first Y is a vowel and that needs to be part of Sydney's Soul Urge. But that last Y is a consonant because it comes after a vowel. So in the name Sydney, the first Y is a vowel and the second Y is a consonant. In names like Billy, Sylvia, Missy, Kyle, Blythe, Sylvester and Katie with a Y, the Y is a vowel. In K, Yeltsin, May, and Kai, yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. The Y is a consonant simply because that Y is surrounded by other vowels, and that soft vowel sound is taken from that. Now, if I've rambled on about that, but if you have any further questions about when the Y is a vowel, don't hesitate to question me on that. I'm quite happy to help you out. So, doing a little working out your expression number. Check that out. I even changed my head in there. Dear, oh dear, Katie. Right, so working out your soul urge number is what I'm doing. And again there. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, moving along. So looking at George Aaron Higgins as a name. So as ever, I do all three names separately. So George is first. So of course we've got the E and the O and the E, which are the soft vowels in George. And of course we're only adding those soft vowels, which add to 16 and reduce down to 7. Aaron has 3 A's in it, so that's 3 because A is 1. And Higgins has 2 I's in it, 2, 9 to 18, reduced down is 9. So then we're adding the 7, the 3 and the 9 together. So George Aaron Higgins is a soul urge number 191. Remember, we've only added the vowels for each name. So I've only added the E5, the O6 and the E5 again and added that up. I've left the G and the R and the G again because that's part of the personality number. So only the vowels and Y's that take that vowel sound. So George Aaron Higgins is a 191 soul urge number. Again, if any of that's unclear, you can always send me a message or put me a comment on the comment box. So when you're a soul urge 8, your drive, your motivation, your passion is to be an achiever and to create abundance in the world, to be successful, to achieve greatness in finance and business, to be a world-class leader with balanced personal power and leadership. So when you're a soul urge number 8, you're very driven to achieve, you're very leadership orientated, you're very responsible, very intuitive and very sensible, and you strive to be a natural leader. You strive to be good with money. You strive to be a good money maker. You strive to be an achiever and a worker, but not too hard so that you end up a workaholic. You're here to be, or you love to be a balanced achiever, to make things happen, but also to lead others intuitively towards ethical goals. That's very much the essence of the soul urge number 8. So what motivates you, especially when you're a soul urge 8? You could be very interested in business and financial and management skills. 8s can also be quite motivated teachers because they're quite intuitive, and they can be quite motivated to communicate to people and audiences. So they can be teachers and managers and discerning people. That's what motivates them. You know, honestly, it depends on their expression number, whether they're able to follow through on their soul urge 8, but they're more likely to work towards it when they're motivated to be that soul urge 8. So they're really driven, they're business orientated, maybe even financial management. They might even be like motivated to teach in some subject, maybe even teach in business. They desire and have an attitude of skills and an attitude, of confidence. They love to show their skills and to learn all the laws of material success. So they love knowing what makes money and what doesn't make money. They're driven to manifest abundance, and their destiny, their passions really normally involve money. They're very interested in money and how money works, and they've got a strong drive to achieve and make money. They're very self-motivated. But they need to make sure that they don't achieve too much and become a workaholic, because they're very much the go-getter and the achiever, or they're motivated to be that achiever anyway. They want to achieve and apply their material success in very ethical, honest and positive ways. They're ethical business people, or they desire to be ethical business people. They're motivated to be ethical business people and ethical teachers, and they like to apply their success and their ethics in selfless service for the common good. The 8 soul urge wants to be quite philanthropic. They're motivated to give to others. They want to apply their material success in positive ways, in ways that support others. They're driven to develop their inner abundance, knowing they have enough to give to other people, and enough money to share with those they love and those that need it most. You know, they want to experience that abundance, that power and that respect, not just to feel powerful, not just because it makes them feel good, but so that they can not care about it. You know, 8s, they do like a bit of power in their life, but they want to be at a place where power is nothing to them. They just exude natural power. So it's not about being the boss of others all the time. Sometimes the 8 just likes to be confident and in charge of their own faculties, but they can also be amazing leaders too. Very powerful when you have a motivation that is an 8 energy. Because you want to achieve, you want to bring that inner abundance, and you want to make money, you want to experience having money and status and power so that you can use it ethically to help others. You know, you're motivated to develop your personal power so that it is balanced, so that you have confident inner authority that isn't tyrannical or submissive. You know, balanced personal power is something that the 8 strives for. They're driven to gain respect without force or dominance, that, you know, and you know, have power over people or get people to listen to them without even trying, just because of that intuitive charisma they have inside them. That's what the Soul Urge 8 really wants to project, and they'll work hard to project that to the world, because they want to show people their inner power, their inner abundance and their inner authority, and they want to use that power ethically. They're driven to gain respect in a charismatic and balanced way. They're driven to exude inner but balanced personal power, self-control, and charismatic authority. They make the rules. They do like to be in charge, but they don't like to do it in a tyrannical way. They're very balanced in the way they want to lead when they're a Soul Urge 8. They want to dedicate their abundance, their power, their achievement to a higher purpose, you know, to wisdom, to compassion, to giving to those that need it most. The Soul Urge 8 is a very beautiful and multifaceted motivation number. You know, they like to manage, they like to organize people, they organize things and data, and they like the balanced personal power to know when to step in and take control and when to give way and walk away. You know, the 8 wants to be intuitive enough to know when to act and when to step back. They prefer to know when to stand their ground and when to, you know, that's it, you do you kind of thing. They do enjoy the luxuries of life, and they do love to have that bountiful feeling, and they're very grateful, and the motivated, abundant Soul Urge 8 counts their blessings. Like I said, they love to teach, they like to be the authority figure in the room, and they want to exude that sense of charismatic and confident power that shows them to be powerful without them even having to say a word. That's the essence of the Soul Urge 8. But motivations can cause struggle at times. You know, your drive for power, as a motivated 8, sometimes you can want power too much. You know, and you're here to be, but you know, you're normally motivated to be balanced in your personal power. But if you get over motivated, it can make you overly powerful and over aggressive and over intimidating and sometimes over controlling. And your drive for status, if it's unbalanced, can make you obsessed with fame, the limelight, or even money worship. You know, some 8s can really, especially Soul Urge 8s, can really push themselves too hard and make money their god. And their strong motivation and attraction to achievement and success could make a Soul Urge 8 work too hard and neglect everything else in their life. Or they might have difficulty around money. They might feel guilty that they have money. or believe that they're a bad person if they have money. They might feel that people with money are bad people or have bad ethics, and they can be a bit tunnel vision in their beliefs and see what they want to see a lot of the time. And of course an abundant 8 can sometimes have fears that people only want them for their money. And of course they're going to have to make sure they're balanced and not too attached to leadership, or not too attached to power and status and money, because these three, your motivation should transcend these. It's not for you to use power and recognition and money and overdo it so that you become that tyrannical person. So you need to find that balance so that you're a balanced leader and a balanced achiever. Very, very important. Or on the other side of the scale, some soul urge 8s can struggle. They want to be successful so much that they become fearful, and they even end up avoiding doing anything, and avoidance of money, avoidance of power, avoidance of any form of leadership or taking responsibility is not the same as transcendence. So it's not something that if you avoid it, it will go away. So sometimes we can be over the top with our motivations. We can be so motivated to achieve, so motivated to lead others and make things happen, like a soul urge 8 is, that sometimes they can be a bit overpowering. So it's important that that motivation is balanced and it doesn't cause you to be over aggressive or over intimidating or over achievement focused. Because, when you're achievement focused, you end up love poor. Money rich, but love poor, because there's no one in your life that you've built relationships with. So balance is key here. So let's look at the types, shall we? So there's quite a few types of soul urge 8. So let's get started. The soul urge number 178. First of all, we've looked at the 8 on its own. We know that sometimes people can have a soul urge 8 on its own. And we've kind of covered the elements of just the 8 on its own in the previous few slides. But when you're a 178, you've got to take into account in your soul urge the 7 and the 1 energy, because they're like extra motivational steps that are there that increase your passion and motivation for what you're here to do. It gives you even more information about your passions and the intricacies of your motivations and your interests. So if you're a 178, you want to achieve and learn how to make money in business or to teach, so that you can use money and abundance and information as a tool to help other people raise up and be successful. You're not really necessarily motivated by power and material gain and recognition. There is the potential for that, but you want to use your abundance primarily to help others. Use your abundance and your power and your confident, intuitive leadership to help others to achieve the same passion and abundance and leadership. The 8 is here to lead, but not to hold people down. You're driven to trust your soul's intuition really strongly when you're a 178 because of that 7. The 8 is already driven to be intuitive. When you add that 7, it enhances the spirituality of the soul urge 178. So they're always looking for the intuitive way when they're a 178 soul urge, and that intuitive way is going to be used by the soul urge 178 to help them to achieve intuitively and lead intuitively and make money and make things happen intuitively. That's what drives a 178. So the question a soul urge 178 needs to ask themselves is how can I serve the progress of my life path with my passion for business and leadership and teaching and achievement of money and financial and emotional abundance, and the ability to use that as a tool for others? How can I use that passion to achieve in business to help me achieve my life path or my life purpose in this lifetime? How can I serve my life path with my motivation to develop spiritually and use my intuitive wisdom in everything I do? How can I use that to support my life purpose? My motivation to channel and express new groundbreaking ideas and truths and wisdom and innovation. How can I use that to support my life purpose in this lifetime? Because it's your motivation and drive that will really help you, like your expression number, to really help you achieve your purpose in this lifetime. So when you're a soul urge number 268, like any 8, you're motivated to achieve and learn how to make money in business so that you can use it as a tool to help others. You'll be motivated as well to be the authority figure in the room, the person standing at the front teaching, directing others, organising people. You love that when you're a 268 or a 178 or any kind of 8 when you're a soul urge. You do not care about power necessarily, material things and recognition. You could do as an 8, but normally you've transcended that and you prefer to use what you've got, your abundance, your power, your confidence, your leadership skills as a tool to help other people to achieve the same success and abundance in their life. It's a very ethical soul urge number to have. You're motivated by your visionary and utopian ideals. So when you're a 268, you're a very motivated, what do they call it? A pragmatic idealist. So you have those visions of the ideals and you're motivated by your ideals, but you also express those ideals with realism. You know what's realistic and what isn't. And, you know, you're always striving to bring your visionary ideals to earth through your achievement and through your leadership as a soul urge 268. So you're motivated by your visionary and utopian ideals. You're a driven, pragmatic idealist. You'd love a better world, but you have that firm grip and accept reality just as it is. It doesn't mean you don't strive towards those ideals and want to make the world a better place, but you keep that realism in mind so that you don't end up becoming unrealistic and judgmental over things that were never achievable in the first place. You prefer to work within a team, within a cooperative team environment, and you love to lead as well. You're not one for for judgment. You like cooperation and a nice environment to work in. You're not judgmental. You're very tactful, very diplomatic, and you're one of those people that gets the job done, but you support the people around you as well. The soul urge 8 is an achiever and they want to be an achiever, but they also want to nurture their community. They also want to nurture others, which supports their ethical side and serve other people. So the 268 is a very service orientated, idealistic achiever and business leader. And, you know, that's what they're motivated to be, and using that passion and motivation to help them achieve their life purpose would be really useful. So the motivated 268 needs to ask themselves is, how can I progress my life purpose? With my passion for business and leadership and teaching and organising others, with my passion for achievement and building financial and emotional abundance and using that as a tool for others, how can I use that passion, that motivation and that drive to help me achieve my life purpose? How can I serve my life purpose with my motivation to make the world a better place for everyone? It's a very, very ethical and nurturing desire to have for the world. How can you support your purpose with your motivation to work with and for others cooperatively with an attitude of service and healing? How can you use that nurturing motivation and that task-orientated leadership achiever motivation to help you to achieve your life purpose? That's an important key fact for you to figure out in this lifetime. But what about if you're a 358 soul urge number? You want to achieve and learn how to make money like any other soul urge 8 in business or teaching or organising others, and you like to use your influence and your your teaching ability and your ability to lead and your money as a tool to help others to improve, to succeed, to raise others up. You don't necessarily care about money or material things or recognition because you want to use your power and status and money and abundance to help others. You know, you can use your confidence and your leadership and your status to help others, to raise others up, to achieve the same success. You like to focus your keen intuition onto one specialism when you're a 358. You're very much about focusing on your thing, your mastery, and having that mastery and focusing on it and being the person in the know in that subject. And you focus on that one subject with discipline. You're passionate, you're a motivated specialist, so you could even be quite obsessive about one subject or one mastery, but you know, finding balance there. I mean, the master is going to be good for helping you achieve, but we got to make sure that you don't overbalance that and make sure that you're not being overly obsessed with your mastery and not putting enough into other things in your life. So, you know, that's something that the motivated 358 needs to think about. They like to focus their keen intuition, remember, on one thing, one special and one mastery with discipline, because they're a passionate, motivated specialist with the risk of becoming a bit too obsessional if they let the energy get too strong. But this ability to build a specialism can be really useful to help the Soul Urge 8 to be that achiever that they want to be. And they love to express their specialism to others. You know, the 358 loves to communicate. They love to express themselves. They will teach, they will lead, they will stand in front of people, and they will emotionally express themselves. And that will help them achieve. And it will help the 358 not only to make money, but it will help them to lead charismatically. That is a passionate and motivated 358. So what the 358 really needs to ask themselves is how can they serve? How can you serve your life purpose, which is your life path and birthday number, with your passion for business and leadership and teaching, your passion for building financial and emotional abundance and using it as a tool for others? How can you use that to help you achieve your life purpose? How can you serve your life purpose with your motivation to be that intuitive specialist? How can you serve your life path on your life purpose with your motivation to express and communicate really well, and like a performance artist, communicate your specialism to others skillfully, emotionally, verbally, creatively? Because when you're a 358, you can achieve and lead and make loads of money just from your ability to communicate authentic emotional expression. And that's what you want when you're a Soul Urge 358. Doesn't mean you've got the ability to do it, but you're driven to do that, so you're more likely to develop that ability. But how could you use that 358 drive to support your life purpose? That's the important thing you need to keep in mind. The 44-8, now as we go up the numbers, these energies will probably get rarer and rarer. So Soul Urge number 448. So like any 8, they love to make money in business so that they can use it as a tool to help others. They love to raise other people up, not caring about power and material gain and recognition really. They prefer to use their abundance and their status and their things and their money to buy things for others, to raise others up, to lift others up. They like to use their emotional and mental and financial abundance, confidence, charisma, advice, teachings as something that they can use as a tool to help others. You know, 8s are abundant manifestors, and when they're a motivated 44-8, they really want to manifest help from other people on the back of their own success. So when you're a 44-8, this can be a motivation number that can really push someone towards working far too hard. The 4 could be a workaholic, and the 4 double intensifies that 4 energy, and the 8 is also an energy that can work too hard. So this if this person is a soul urge 44-8, you must really be careful that you are not working too hard, because not only do you have a desire to achieve and make things happen and lead other people, but you're motivated to set goals, achieve your goals, have a plan, and you're driven to work hard to follow that plan meticulously with perseverance. You achieve your goals, and you achieve stability and security and stability. Very career focused, very task focused, and sometimes this can cause issues with your relationships if you're not careful, and could cause you to work too hard. So keep that in mind. But the biggest question you need to ask yourself is, how can I serve the progress of my life purpose with my motivation in the 44-8 for business and leadership and achievement and goal setting and making things happen, and using that achievement as a tool to help others? How can I use that motivation to help me achieve my purpose? How can I serve my life path with my motivation to set goals and achieve them meticulously and work hard to do it? With my motivation to plan and persevere and work hard, stay focused on my goals for security. A very, very high driven motivation number, but that needs to be used to support the life purpose, and it needs to be kept to a point where this person doesn't work too hard. So important. Soul urge 538. So remember, this is the 358, but the other way around, and this time we're prioritizing the 3 instead of the 5. So this is like the 358, but we're changing the importance of the 3 and the 5. So when you're a soul urge number 538, you want to achieve and learn how to make money in business, just like any motivated 8. So that you can use your money and status and power as a tool to help other people, because you don't necessarily care about power, material things or recognition. You prefer to use that power and abundance to help others, to lift others up and bring others to the same success, because you're very, very, very ethical. And when you're a 5-3 motivation number, you have an extra love for expressing yourself emotionally, especially expressing your specialism. As a 5-3-8, you're going to have a specialism, and you're going to adore to express this specialism with verbal skill and sensitive emotional expression, humor, charisma that inspires, informs, entertains and delights other people. You're driven to focus your keen intelligence in the 8 into a specialism that you express like a stage performer to other people in this lifetime. So when you have a motivation like a 53-8, which is an amazing motivated achiever, leader and emotional communicator that can really take a message forward and share it with an audience, the question you need to ask yourself with a motivation like that is, how can you serve the progress of your life purpose, which is your life path and birthday number, using your passion for business and leadership and your need to make things happen and set goals and achieve financial and emotional abundance, but then use that not just for yourself, as a tool to help others. So very powerful leader and achiever. How can you use that to support your life purpose? How can you serve your life purpose, which is your life path and birthday number, with your motivation to express yourself creatively, like a performer, like an actor, like a speaker, like a teacher, like an entertainer, emotionally and verbally and creatively, to inform and inspire and delight? How can you use that to support your life purpose? How can you use your motivation to be passionate, to be joyful and an intuitive performing specialist? How can you use that to help you achieve your life purpose in this lifetime? So next one, the 6-2-8. So again, this is the 2-6-8, but we've switched those sub lessons around. So the 2 now is more important than the 6. So soul urge number 6-2-8, and depending on how long your name is, these higher numbers become more rare as the numbers go up. So the soul urge 2 628, the opposite of the 268, you want to achieve and learn how to make money like any 8 in business, in organizations, or business leadership and finance, or even teaching, so that you can use your power and abundance and your charisma as a tool to help others achieve success. You're not necessarily caring about money and power and recognition. You prefer to use that to help lift others, using your abundance and your power and your confident intuition and charisma, and even your status, using that to help others to achieve the same success and charisma. You love to use what you build as a tool to help others. You love to work within a team. You love to cooperate with others. You love to be non-judgmental. You're tactful. You love to be the person that brings everyone together in a spirit of harmony and diplomacy. And you get the job done when you're a 628. You're motivated to not only look after everyone around you, but to get the job done for the group, the film, the family, the team, whatever the group is. And you're also very idealistic. You want to make the world a better place. You're a pragmatic idealist when you're a 628 motivation. So you'd like to make the world a better place, but you have the firm grip on reality the way it is, but you'd like to do things daily to make the world a better place. So you're very much about achievement and business and goal setting and leadership as an 8, but you do it with an attitude of service and nurture and idealism, and you do it by working alongside others, because the motivated 628 is not one to be working on their own. They're a team player and a leader, and they love to nurture other people and be of service to others, as well as making money and achieving and being that leader that they want to be. So that is the 628 motivation number. So 2 more to go. A lot more rare, these ones, because these are the longer names. So Soul Urge number 1718, obviously the opposite of the 178. So like any 8, you want to achieve, you want to set goals, you want to be a leader, a business leader or a leader in finance or politics, or you might want to be a teacher or a high-level business teacher or even a school teacher. You're a good leader and influencer of others, or you're a motivated leader and teacher and motivator of others. An influencer as well. You love to influence other people. You don't necessarily care about power and recognition unless you're using it as a tool to help other people to achieve the same success. So you don't like using your power for your own gain. You're very ethical in your leadership and your business dealings. As a 718 motivation, you love to captivate others and bring about positive change with your new ideas. You love to come up with new, innovative, groundbreaking ideas, and you love to share those ideas with others. You love to have ideas that are way ahead of their time, and you dream about making money with your innovative ideas. You trust your soul's intuition. You trust the ideas that you channel from source energy. You make decisions via your intuition. You channel spiritual energy and innovation to help you achieve, to help you make more money. You're led by your heart because you know that you trust your soul completely. Very, very spiritual. The 718 loves to bring spirituality into their life, like the 178 does, very much about channeling and intuition, and they have a strong need not only to achieve, and a strong drive not only to set goals and lead and make money and have status and power, but also to be innovative, to bring change, to bring something new that they channel directly from source energy, and use their intuition, their gut feelings, their voice within, in order to know what the good ideas are and what actions to take next. So that's a motivated 718. But the question that a motivated 718 needs to ask themselves is, How can they serve the progress of their purpose, which is their life path, really, with their birthday number tagged on, using their passion for business and achievement and leadership and achievement and making money and setting goals and being a leader and being of status, but using that power and status as a tool to help others, being that genius business person, or being motivated towards being that genius business person and spiritual intuitive. How can they use that to help achieve their purpose? How can they serve their life purpose with their motivation to channel new groundbreaking ideas from source energy, new spiritual truths and wisdom from source energy, with their motivation to develop themselves spiritually and trust more and more the intuitive voice within them? How can they use this spiritual achiever motivation to help them achieve their purpose in this lifetime? Finally, the last and rarest of the soul urge numbers is the 808. So like any 8, this is the most, in fact, not like any other 8, this is the most intense of all the 8s, simply because of that 0. So when you're a motivated 808, you're an extremely motivated 808. So before I start, when you're an 808, you have to be careful that you're achieving in a balanced way, and that you're leading in a balanced way, and that everything you do is ethical, because the 0 not only brings added intuition and perceptions, it also further intensifies the power of that 8. So you are a highly driven, motivated 8. So you're going to be so strongly task and business orientated that you have that real strong risk, more than any other soul urge 8, of being that workaholic that works themselves to death and is money rich and love poor. So really, really important for this soul urge that they're not so passionately motivated that achievement and goal setting and money making and leadership is the only thing that they strive for daily, which can make them exhausted, ill and love poor. So very, very important that this soul urge is kept at a healthy level, especially with the intensity of that 8. So the soul urge number 808, they want to achieve, they want to learn, they want to make money in business, they want to set goals, they want to influence, they want to teach, sometimes obsessively so because of the intensity of that 8. But they're very intuitive. They're even more intuitive than any other 8. So a motivated 808 is not motivated by power and material things and recognition. They really want to use that power, that money, that ability to make things happen, to help other people, to lift other people up, to bring others to success. It's a very amazing soul urge number when kept in check. And they love to use their intuition and their added perceptions and their added wisdom to help themselves and to help them to help others, so that they and others can make healthier and more edifying decisions. So very intense 8 motivation energy here. So the question that 808 needs to ask themselves, of course, is how can they serve the progress of their life purpose with their passion, their intense, sometimes obsessive, maybe got to keep this in balance, remember, passion for achievement and leadership and making things happen and setting goals and making money and using that money as a tool to help others. How can that intense motivation be used to support your life purpose in this lifetime? How can you serve your life path with your motivation to develop yourself spiritually, your perceptions, your intuitions, with your motivation to develop really strong spiritual links and trust the voice within you, and have that intense achiever and leadership motivation, and keep that balanced so that you don't become exhausted and love poor. Very, very, very important. But of course, that's the rarest of the soul urge numbers. Now, I hope you found my video really useful on the soul urge numbers. Now, my only soul urge number I haven't done yet is the Master Builder, the Master 22-4. So that's going to be up next. So, so much to tell you, as I do in all my videos. I do readings, I teach numerology on Udemy. I now run retreats in the UK at the moment. I'd love to do it abroad, but you know, that might be a future thing. I'm running retreats at the moment, spiritual development retreats in Oxfordshire. I'll answer your questions. You can give me video requests. So if you want to a reading, first and foremost, please contact me. Send me an email address. Send me an email. You can take a look at my new email address. It's really good, actually. It's all been hyped up and it's all spangly now. So feel free to take a look at my website. And that's got all the information you need on it if you'd like a reading. It's got links to my Udemy courses, and it's got information about my retreats that we're starting very, very soon. And if you just want to ask me a question or request a video, send me a message or put a request in the description box and I will add you to my list. So as ever, I want you guys to trust the soul within you, because only your intuition, your gut intuitive inner voice knows what's best.